We have one of the more interesting Mercury retrogrades that I've seen in our astrological transits this year coming up later in November. And the reason that I say that it's interesting is because Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius, and Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius, is going to be in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. Now, whenever I see these sorts of crossovers in people's charts, like birth charts, where like with this, the planetary rulers are crossing each other and they're reflecting each other and they're like in each other's houses and signs, I always read that as a very protective sort of placement. Does it require extra energy and effort? Yes, because you're having to go back and forth between the two. However, it is also something that could be protective. With Mercury retrograde, we don't very often see that, to be honest with you. Now, that retrograde starts on the 26th of November. However, we do have a shadow period before that, and that starts on the 12th. So from the 12th to the 26th, pay attention to the words, the conversations, even if there are communications that are shared that are unheard, okay, without any words. Keep an eye on them, and let's talk a little bit about the dynamic between Mercury and Jupiter that's going to be happening. Both Mercury and Jupiter during that retrograde are going to be retrograde. Jupiter has been retrograde for a while and will still be retrograde for another long while after this Mercury retrograde is done. Now, this Jupiter retrograde in Gemini has been a lot about shrinking down the information that we're receiving. Maybe we don't need to receive as much information as we thought we did, or maybe we need to keep more secrets. Maybe we don't need to talk about it. Whenever Jupiter goes retrograde, what we have been expanding goes through a moment of refinement. So we're refining, we could be restructuring, we could be going through possible shrinkages. The way that I like to explain this is like if you're growing a plant indoors, sometimes you have to change the pot or you have to like change the soil. Sometimes you have to cut off branches too. That's very accustomed to like a Jupiter retrograde. It can't be constant growth all the time. Like you can still grow during that energy, but it's going to be a lot more beneficial to use this time to really like restructure any communication spaces. Or just pay attention to your communication styles also and see what works and what doesn't. Especially with Sagittarius, if there's a goal that you're going after, or like there's a thing that you want. Sagittarius is the archer. That's what Jupiter rules. So if you're going after anything with your words, or you have goals to meet and communication is also intertwined with them. For most of us who have goals, communication somehow is intertwined with it. Even like health goals, like body fitness goals are technically going to be ruled by Virgo in the 6th house, which is also Mercury. So anyways, regardless of that, with your goals, figure out how that Mercury and communication style kind of fits into it and take the time to refine that. Refine by design, and also refine your design. That's also true. During that shadow period, from the 12th to the 26th, we are also going to be moving into Sagittarius season, where the sun is going to help to illuminate a lot of this back and forth between refining our communication styles and our spaces of communication. Definitely not a time to point your words at another person with a purpose. It could be misread. A lot could be said about that. But if you happen to give a compliment to somebody and you actually really mean it and they misread it, then there could still maybe be some refinement in that area, but the refinement literally might just be, oh, that's not about me. So do what you need to do. Shadow periods for retrogrades are a time where we can really like identify what the retrograde itself is going to be about. So if you find yourself figuring out like, oh, maybe I need to speak differently about this, or oh, I see this theme coming up during this shadow period, I wonder how I can refine those interactions through communication to make that retrograde a little bit easier. This is also going to be especially important for people who are going home for Thanksgiving. I personally do not celebrate that, but if you are going home to visit family or you're doing whatever you're doing, okay, Mercury retrograde is going to be retrograding on that day, on the 28th. It starts on the 26th of November. So if that's important for you, just, clock it, do what you need to do. And yeah, for now, that's what I have for you on that one. That's true. I'm gonna go make some more tea, dude. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep doing what you need to do. Keep up your brew. I said it in my other video. I'm gonna say it here. I have been so sick, so thanks for your patience while I get back on the internet. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or not. I think I can still hear it in my voice, so I'm feeling better today, thank goodness. The spirits don't ever call me into work, and when they call me into work, I usually need some time to replenish, so here we are. Keep doing what you need to do. Keep up your brew. It's important that you do. That's true. And I'll talk to you soon.